Shalom, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Makal Kodesh. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS, to the true leaders of Israel today. And salutations to all of the Akim who do this work in truth and sincerity, who risking their lives and their freedoms to do so, as well as the scattered Israelites who come looking like the heathen, but are not, by way of their forefathers' seeds who are Israelite men. The true name of the Most High is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahushai. And the Lord's holy chosen people are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as the ones who suffer under the curses in the book of Deuteronomy. My name is Akalio, and this video is about the destruction of America, which is Babylon the Great. Alright, so here it is. Apparently, Trump has unveiled a Golden Dome plan, which the Golden Dome is supposed to be a more advanced version of the Iron Dome that they have over there in Israel, right? The Israelis' missile defense system, that's what it's called, the Iron Dome. So America, Trump is calling it the Golden Dome, and it is his proposed idea for America's missile defense system. Now, fast forward, it's all futile, all right? There's nothing that can stop the judgment of Yahweh Shemishai. There's nothing that can stop the missiles from destroying America. There's nothing, okay? So this is futile, but let's bring it out anyway, okay? The video.
Welcome back to the program. Now, Donald Trump has long said that he'd like a missile defense system similar to Israel's Iron Dome. Tonight, he's pressing ahead with those plans. Along with his Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, the US president is unveiling plans for his $25 billion Golden Dome. He's been speaking at the White House. Just have a listen.
In the campaign, I promised the American people that I would build a cutting-edge missile defense shield to protect our homeland from the threat of foreign missile attack. And that's what we're doing. Today, I'm pleased to announce that we have officially selected an architecture for this state-of-the-art system that will deploy next-generation technologies across the land, sea, and space, including space-based sensors and interceptors. And Canada has called us, and they want to be a part of it. So we'll be talking to them. They want to have protection also. So, as usual, we help Canada do the best we can. This design for the Golden Dome will integrate with our existing defense capabilities and should be fully operational before the end of my term. So we'll have it done in about 3 years. Once fully constructed, the Golden Dome will be capable of intercepting missiles even if they are launched from other sides of the world and even if they are launched from space. And we will have the best system ever built.
Well, we don't have a huge amount of detail yet about how this Golden Dome will work. Israel's Iron Dome works by detecting incoming rockets using a ground-based radar system. It then fires interceptor missiles if they are heading for highly populated areas. Currently, the US defends its airspace by using systems such as the Patriot system, which is a surface-to-air system. The Patriot systems are based at military bases around the US, including in Oklahoma and Alaska. The Golden Dome system would likely use infrared space-based sensors to detect and track missiles and intercept them using advanced weapon systems. Its big advantage would be being able to detect them much earlier during their boost phase, something which ground-based systems can't do. Let's bring in our US correspondent, James Matthews. And James, Donald Trump looked pretty excited, pretty proud to talk about this, said that it would, come into effect by the end of his term, and very much inspired by Israel's dome system.
That's right, Yalda. And, few would argue that that is not a success in Israel. The Iron Dome, it is, of course, golden, the Donald Trump version. Some surprises in there, I think, talking about a budget far beneath the kind of estimates we have heard so far, estimates of $500 billion and so on. His estimate was far beneath that, and he said it would be fully operational.
A lot of money is going into war and technology. If you take a look at it, right, you have this Golden Dome, which is going to cost how many billions of dollars. And then you have as well the artificial intelligence infrastructure that is being implemented in America, right? Which is the $500 billion artificial intelligence infrastructure. And it goes to show you the times that we're in, man. You know, that shows two things. World War III, that's a part of Bible prophecy, right? They're getting ready for war, right? As the scriptures say, prepare the mighty men, right? As in Joel 3, right? And the heathen, really saying that the heathen are having that spirit put upon them to go to war, right? So they're making all of their preparations, okay? But then also the artificial intelligence push, that is for the system to be put in place for that market chip, which is the mark of the beast, which is going to become mandatory worldwide. So, you know, Esau, Edom, the so-called white men who are the rulers of this kingdom today, it's a wicked, vile kingdom. They're pushing forward, man. They're doing their thing. But overall, regarding this golden dome that Trump has unveiled and will be pouring billions of dollars into it, it's all futile. It's not going to work. There's nothing that will be able to stop the missiles from destroying America. In Isaiah chapter 54 and verse 16, it says, Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, and I have created the waster to destroy. So these missiles have been created for a purpose, and their purpose is to destroy America, which is Babylon the Great. And it talks about that in Revelation chapter 17, right? The Spirit revealed that here in Revelation 17 verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. This is America. And when you read further down in Revelation chapter 17, it says already that she's going to be destroyed, right? When it says in verse 11, and the beast that was and is not, which is talking about the Roman Empire, even he is the eighth, right? Because America is the rebirth of the Roman Empire. So it says, even he is the eighth, and is of the seven, and goeth into perdition. So the eighth is talking about America, right? So America is that rebirth of the Roman Empire, and is the seventh, and goeth into perdition. So it's saying that this eighth beast goes into perdition. So it's already letting us know America is going to be destroyed, right? Verse 11 lets us know. And then you go into Revelation chapter 18. It talks about the destruction of this place, man, of America, of Babylon, right? Which is referring to is America. And America is going to be destroyed in 1 hour, it says. Okay. In verse 17, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors and as many trade by sea stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? Right? So America is going to be completely decimated by the ICBM missiles, man. And the scriptures in Revelation says 200,000, right? Verse 21, and a mighty angel stood up a stone like a great millstone, and cast it into the sea, saying, Thus with violence shall that great city Babylon, which is America, be thrown down, and shall be found no more at all, right? So America is going to be destroyed, man, utterly destroyed, right? Isaiah 13 talks about it, and it talks about it in various other places, right? Here in verse 8, therefore shall her plagues, America's plagues, come in one day, death and mourning and famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire, for strong is the Lord, Yahweh, who judgeth her. So she's going to be utterly burned with fire, right? And it's going to be by way of those ICBM missiles. There's nothing that will be able to stop them, okay? once they're launched by America's enemies, as well as her allies, which at that point will be former allies, which will be NATO and the EU, they're going to shoot missiles at America, all right, and destroy her. Jeremiah 50 talks about the destruction. And verse 9, for lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon, talking about America, an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken, their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain. And the arrows is talking about the missiles, okay? And it says, they shall be as of a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain, so they shall not fail, right? None of the missiles, when they're launched towards America, shall fail, okay? And then Jeremiah 51 and verse 1, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon, which is America, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. And I will send unto Babylon, which is America, fanners, that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. All right, so there it is, more about the destruction of America. Okay, and then I'll get it here in the Apocrypha, 2nd Ezra chapter 15 and verse 40. The great and mighty cloud shall be puffed up full of wrath, and the star, that they may make all the earth afraid, and them that dwell therein, and they shall pour out over every high and eminent place an horrible star, fire and hail and flying swords, and many waters, that all fields may be full, and all rivers with the abundance of great waters. Right? And the horrible star is talking about those missiles, right? Because from a distance, when you're on the ground and they're in the sky, from a distance, they will look like a star, right? They'll sparkle like a star from a distance. And they shall break down the cities and walls, mountains and hills, trees of the wood, and grass of the meadows, and their corn. And they shall go steadfastly unto Babylon, which is America, and make her afraid. They shall come to her and besiege her, and the star and all wrath shall they pour out upon her. Then shall the dust and smoke go up unto the heaven, and all they that be about her shall bewail her. Which they shall bewail her is the same thing spoken about in Revelation chapter 18. Right? So, yeah, man, America's going to be utterly destroyed, right? And those missiles are going to destroy her. So, this whole Golden Dome plan by Trump, it's futile, it's in vain, and it's all just for show, right? So, that's all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yeshai, B'Shem Kodesh, Shalom.